My next guest fights November 18th for the vacant Combat Zone Featherweight title at Combat Zone 82. He's no other than the Phenom, Tom Pags. How's it going today, Tom?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
So we're just less than 2 weeks away from your first pro title fight. Any nerves going on? How's the feelings and all going on?
I'm feeling great, man. I think this is the best camp I've had. I know everyone probably says that for every fight, but I genuinely mean it. I've kind of been in camp since like the beginning of August, middle of August. I knew I was fighting this date. I just didn't know who. I've just gone all in, man. I'm working with perfecting athletes for my nutrition. We brought in some new coaches, and it's just been a great camp. So I'd say as far as nerves, not too many, man. More excitement. I think that's exactly where I want to be right now. Is in that cage on November 18th.
And as far as camp, you train with the New England Cartel. I don't think you have a bad person in the gym. I think everyone's a stud there. For this particular camp, who have you been training with for this one?
Mix of everyone in the room. Chris Matinho is always in the room. He's a southpaw, fighting a southpaw, so he's been giving me some good looks. Joe Giannetti, another kid, he's been coming in some sessions. He's a southpaw, a little bit taller than my opponent. And then this kid Matt Special that Tyson manages. He's from Canada. He's a Bazooka Joe guy in Toronto, 5-1 lightweight. He's a southpaw, like kind of built just like my opponent. Real good kicker. He came down for a week. I got some good rounds with him. It's just been great, man. I've had a lot of guys contributing to my camp. I'm super grateful for it.
That works out too. I mean, Joe just got a booked for a fight too, like a week or two ago. So
Yep.
at least probably helped him as well. Iron sharpens iron. If he's
Yep.
been there, it's going to help him later too. So your opponent, Olivier Murad, previously held the Titan FC featherweight title. He then actually went on Contender Series and won. Didn't get a contract because back in 2021 you had to actually get a finish to get a contract. Now, like this season, it was just like everyone got one. Without giving away any game plan, how do you see the fight going?
Man, we'll find out November 18th. I haven't been, that's one thing I've changed kind of this past year is not being super result oriented. I think results are kind of a distraction. I've just been focusing on the work each day and doing what I'm doing. And I'm just sharp everywhere, man. My striking is better than ever. My wrestling, my jujitsu. I think I just suck to fight. That's kind of what my motto of this camp is: fighting me sucks, man. Like you watch my fights and I've lost once, but win or lose, like I hurt people. You go out there looking a little different. You're gonna get cut. You're gonna get hurt. I'm hard to hold down if you're gonna wrestle with me, and if I want to wrestle, I'm a bastard on top, and people haven't seen that yet. You know what I mean? Maybe other than my pro debut, but I haven't wrestled too much as a pro yet. My whole AMI career, that's all I did was wrestle, and then I went pro, and fell in love with the stand up. But I'm sharp everywhere, man. I'm ready for wherever this fight goes, and I'm just excited to compete.
I mean, and let's touch on that real fast too. You've only lost once, and that was on, I believe, a short notice.
Yeah, 2 days.
So that was 2 days for your first loss, 4 days for your debut.
Yeah.
Like so, in typical New England Cartel fashion, always ready.
Yeah.
Anything stand out from that first loss? I think I know it went to decision, but was it split or unanimous?
It was a split decision. Yeah, that was a tough fight, man. Nate Garib, he's like 9-2 right now. He's got 2 belts under his name, up at lightweight for Combat FC and CES. So he's killing it. Great fight. Props to him for he also had to say yes to that too. I was a lot tougher than his original opponent. But yeah, it was a good one, man. I broke my foot like 30 seconds in, throwing a kick like an idiot, not setting my stuff up, and so I learned that we're gonna set our kicks up a little better. So that was tough after that, and that kid's calf kicks are just another level. But that was a big. I knew that was a hole in my game going into that fight. He was honestly like that kid was my kryptonite. If you could pick one, so that kind of forced me to develop my skills there and get better at dealing with that. And honestly, I'm a pain to kick now. I'm checking all my kicks. I'm making you miss. I'm making you pay. So yeah, I just grew a ton from that. It's like you got to lose sometimes to realize, oh wait, like that's all it is. All right, like it's not a big deal. I just get back to the gym, get better, and keep improving. And you learn to deal with it. It just kind of lit a fire in me and working harder than ever. Not that I wasn't working hard before, but maybe being a little smarter with my decision making as well. But yeah, man, I think it made me just a more well-rounded fighter.
Yeah, I mean, and then to brings you here now. You mentioned he has titles now. You're going for your first one. With a
Yeah,
win here, not only would you have your first title, you'll be 7-1 on a
yeah,
4-fight win streak. Not looking ahead, but if you had the magical booking powers, where would you be next for you and your career?
Man, I'm just keep winning and good things happen. I maybe it's contender series next summer. They tell me to wait it out, or I just keep winning. And one thing that's been in my mind all camp is just be undeniable. That's fuck a result. Sorry for swearing, but fuck the result. I'm gonna be undeniable in there after my performance. You know what I mean? I want if there's any questions about me or any doubts about me and my skills, that's all going to be answered on November 18th. I just want to be undeniable, whether that be, man, this kid's the real deal. Okay, this kid does belong in the UFC or contender series, and that's that next step. So that's my focus, man, is just be undeniable.
And it wouldn't be a New England interview if there wasn't a couple F bombs or something dropped.
Oh yeah, Boston
Um,
baby.
but when you're not in the gym, I know it's rare. I know you guys do like 2-a-days, like 6 days a week usually. What is Tom Pags doing? What do you like to do when you're not training?
Yeah, that kind of varies whether I'm in camp or out of camp. We don't really do this whole camp thing, really. It's like we're kind of just always in the gym. That's why we take these short notice fights. Camp is more like specified for the person we're fighting, and we ramp it up a little bit. I'd say if we're in camp, we're at that 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Out of camp, we're kind of like a 6 out of 10. But outside of that, man, right now it's just kind of spending time with some good friends, keeping my mind busy. I like to tap out a little bit. You don't always be tapped into that fight mentality when you're at home. I try and leave that at the gym and go home, get my mind clear, relax. I'm big into motorcycles. I love my motorcycle. I just built one with my brother-in-law and some friends. They probably did more of the build than me. I just got some good friends to help me out. So I do a lot of that. Not too much else, man. Just training's kind of been my life since a young age. So
I'm gonna pass the mic to you. I know
yeah,
it's been a lot of that already because your questions have been amazing. Your answers have been perfect. But I know you most likely, especially with Tyson, the Top Game team is amazing. I'm sure you
yeah,
have a bunch of sponsors, family, friends, training partners, everyone you want to give a shout out to. The mic's all yours.
yeah. Honestly, man, I can't thank my team enough for this one. Everyone's just been in the gym. It's a team effort. Everyone's showing up, working hard. The guys who have fights, the guys that don't. Everyone's showing up and contributing and giving their 100% for those sessions. That's important. You can't be the only guy who has the fight coming up who's working hard. Everyone's got to be pushing that guy and being on time, being tapped into those sessions. So huge shout out to my team, the England Cartel, my family. I get a crazy support system, man. I feel like all the stars were aligned in life for me to chase the dream I'm chasing, and that's because I have the support from my family, my fiance, her family. They do everything they can to help me out. I live with them rent free. They put a roof over my head. They support this thing 100%. Her dad was actually my first sponsor, and that was as an amateur, and he's been with me since then and never once questioned what I'm doing and the path I'm on. So shout out to them and yeah, Top Game Management for guiding my career and everyone who's following along. I'm looking forward to doing my thing November 18th, being undeniable.
Awesome. Again, it's November 18th, Combat Zone 82. Opponents Olivier Murad. First title fight. Another title for New England, basically. Uh, I'll link below. Are tickets still on sale? Or are you guys sold out yet? Do you know?
Yeah, tickets are all online on the Combat Zone website. If you're gonna buy one, make sure you put my last name, that long Italian last name, in the coupon section so I get my commission, please.
And I'll put the actual last name that I can't say below.
Appreciate it.
Or there, and it's not. Do you get any kickback on the pay per view?
I do. Same thing. You just put my last name in, I get a percentage of that as well.
Awesome. So I'll put that for both there because I'm nowhere near it, so I know I'll have to tune in remotely. I'm sure others that are watching as well. But
Appreciate it.
yeah, November 18th, best of skill. Let's see how it goes.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for your time.